Welcome into our Friday Night Rivals recap show for Week 5. We had yet another action-packed week here in Central Illinois, and our game of the week was right here in Springfield as 4-0 Springfield High. They hosted the newest team in the CS8, Quincy Notre Dame. Let's kick it off with that game of the week. Senators and Raiders, a prove-it game for both sides. Springfield High, they had a nice 9-0 halftime lead, but Quincy Notre Dame, they were not going away quietly. Hunter Schuckman in the pocket surveying, and he finds Taylon Scott, most notably a defender, but he finds his way in for 6. Springfield High, in the second half, they would struggle on the offensive side, and you see them right here. They get stopped on 4th down, and a bit later, it's going to be Wyatt Mueller. He's going to be the one to get it into the end zone. No, a little bit short on that one. A little bit later, though, he and the Raiders, they punch it in for the score. And Quincy Notre Dame, they win a tight one, 14-6. And now I guess I send it over to Spencer Davis for the FNR Trophy presentation.
First off, you can take it.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, well, we got one more thing for you guys. Enjoy the victory.
Correction on the score was 14-9 in that game. And for the next game, we had Rochester, the Rockets, looking for rebound performance as they welcome Normal University to town. It's Alec Weiland in the pocket, throws it right to the flat to Cade Cunningham, the junior wideout. He finds spaces. He's in for the Pioneer touchdown. And then they drop back for a pass on the 2-point conversion. Weiland, he throws it. And it's Clemenson who catches it for the easy one in the end zone. Rochester on the counter drive after a strong return. Tanner Beal out to Mason Jacobs. He just can't find enough running room. But in a tight game where each point matters, Lachlan Sullivan with the wind whipping. He mashes that football. The field goal is good. This was a battle until the end. We haven't got the final reported, but we'll update you when we can. And now we take it over to Sacred Heart Griffin for a battle of the Springfield schools. They were hosting Lanphier. Let's jump to the second half. SHG firmly in command, 56-0. Bo Chance is going to get shifty, spinning and swerving around open space, and he's going to find an SHG first down. We go the other way. Joseph Gentry hands it off to Ajian Lee, and he's going to get something going and work his way for the Lions first down. Gentry-Lee combo continues. Gentry buying time, comes out a little wobbly, but he finds Lee on the slant, and it works for yet another nice gain, but the Lions unable to convert on 4th down and unable to pull this contest back how they'd like to. They lose final 63-6. And switching over to Lincoln now as they hosted Decatur Eisenhower, a team desperately looking to find some momentum and get on a roll. Lincoln with the ball inside the 10-yard line, handoff there to Bunner, who steamrolls through the defense into the end zone. And Rail Splitters' next drive, it's going to be Tate Johnston. He rolls out and lobs a pass over the defense to Jaden Goley, who jogs his way into the end zone. Lincoln has it once again inside the red zone, and they trick that Panther defense with a fake pitch. The handoff, Smith sneaks it up the middle and into the end zone. And Lincoln, they would go on to win this one. Commanding fashion, 31-point win, 55-24. Give you that quick update. Rochester, they actually did get the win, 38-31. Tanner Beal with the final touchdown on that one. But now from the Springfield area over to Champaign, so I hand things over to Carson Gordy, who has you covered on all the action from the eastern side. Carson, take it away.
It's hard to believe, but the high school regular season is already halfway done and teams are starting to separate themselves and lay the groundwork for a playoff bid this year. Carterville made the road trip up to take on St. Joseph Ogden. The Spartans wanted revenge after losing last year's meeting. St. Joe set the tone early with its defense, and the head coach was loving it. And the Spartan offense took advantage, with quarterback Cody McKinney calling his own number multiple times before walking into the end zone. The offenses were conserved in the first half. Carterville just trying to run out the clock before halftime, but they fumbled, and the Spartans recovered. St. Joe got a little fancy with just seconds left. A double reverse before the Spartans glided into the end zone. Things got a little dicey in the second half, but the Spartans held on for a 26-20 victory. And the Centennial Chargers looking to lock up its 4th win of the year, but they had their hands full with Peoria Notre Dame in town. Tied 14-all in the second half, Chargers quarterback Kellen Davis couldn't work any magic during the first drive, and the Irish forced a 3-and-out. Peoria Notre Dame came out fighting to start the second half. Just a simple halfback dive, but his offense refused to let him quit. The Irish would cash in with a quarterback keeper, going up 20-14, but they did miss the extra point. The Chargers needed a spark, and they got it. A pass interference call on 4th down helped them move the chains. Running back Zaire Aker practically goes untouched into the end zone. Chargers take back a 21-20 lead. But Peoria Notre Dame would storm back and win the ball game, 28-21. And Monticello taking on the Pontiac Indians, who were searching for their first win of the young year. But it was all Sages at home. Pontiac trying to get its young offense to start clicking, but the Sages forced another punt. No big deal, right? Well, the Indians punter had trouble with the snap, and the Sages secured fantastic field position. Monticello wasted no time. A halfback dive, bouncing off a couple defenders and getting into the end zone. Sages cruised to a 49-0 victory. And while those were the highlights, there were plenty of other games around Central Illinois. Urbana and Bloomington squaring off, the Tigers looking for its first win, and the Purple Raiders looking to stay undefeated. And it was all Bloomington. A 63-0 rout of the Tigers. Urbana still searching for its first win since 2019. They'll be taking on crosstown rival Centennial next week at home. And we got an upset in Central Illinois. Mattoon taking down Mount Zion 35-20. This was Mattoon's first win of the 2024 campaign. And Mount Zion, despite having J.C. Anderson and Braden Trimble, they fall to 3-2 on the year. And the road's just going to get tougher for the Braves. They got to face Muhammad Seymour next week over on Friday Night Rivals. The Bulldogs cruise to a 28-6 victory over Taylorville. I'm Carson Gordy. Have a great night.
Welcome back to our Friday Night Rivals recap show. We transition our attention to the Sangamo. We have 3 big games from the conference to get to. Let's start with the action over at New Berlin. We start things over in New Berlin. The Pretzels hosting Pittsfield in a fun Sangamo Conference battle. This one would be a whole lot of New Berlin. Brady Cruz, he hands it off to Clark Nelson before being brought down after a nice Pretzel gain. Back to the run game now. New Berlin, Brady Cruz, he's going to hand off again, this time to Gabe Lyons. And this time he goes for a massive gain. Another solid run from the two-headed beast they have in the backfield. And the third time's the charm. New Berlin's Brady Cruz, he gets it to Clark Nelson, who scores the touchdown. New Berlin, the Pretzels, they're 5-0 as they shut out Pittsfield. Final 35-0. Then we go over to Williamsville, the Bullets and Spartans in a battle of 2 of the conference's best. Olympia, they're going to end up confusing the Bullet defense. And Brendan Hardiman, he finds Eric Hulun. And he takes that short pass 50-plus yards to the house for the touchdown. And then after a quiet start, the Bullets finally make some noise, and it's going to be Gage Paul breaking through the middle of the defense, and he nearly takes it all the way before being tripped up by Colton Sholey. And the Bullets, they get it inside the red zone and hand the ball back to Gage Paul to finish the job. And the Bullets, they get another touchdown in Williamsville. They come back from behind and win this one. Final score 27-12. And Athens and Auburn, the final game for us here in the Sangamo, is both Athens and Auburn looking to get some momentum going. Both teams needing wins. It's Cassius Crane. He's going to run this one, and he's going to go all the way for 6. Touchdown. And Auburn's Carter Hunley, he's going to run the ball all the way back as well, trading long touchdown after long touchdown. And then we're going to switch gears. Auburn's Jack Jones, he throws this one to Caden Venrick, who catches it. And he's working into some open space, but gets tackled out of bounds there by Rector. A big win in this one for Athens. They dominate 67-20. Now we are almost done here with Week 5 and the recap show, but we have one more game and our plays of the week to get to. So let's get right to the action. Make it quite a distance here before being tackled out of bounds. A nice gain though. And we're going to go the other way. It's going to be Connor Depew. He's going to run it, and he's going to find a ton of open space. A long touchdown there for Vandalia. And then another chance here. It's going to be Jay Keck. He gets the handoff and runs it up the middle for the touchdown. And North Mac, they get beat on the road in this one. Final score 35-12. And we cut to my play of the day. Plenty of action to choose from, but we go to Williamsville for my selection. Olympia scoring on the road, and it's Brendan Hardiman. He found Eric Hohulen, and, well, he showed off the speed as he splits through the Bullet defense unmanned. He takes it to the house for the score. And switching from my play of the week to Carson's pick for play of the week, over to the eastern side of the market, and it's Peoria Notre Dame looking to set the tone in the second half against the Chargers, and the offensive line not letting go, not backing down. This one would lead to a 28-21 victory for the Irish. And we look to next week. Carson alluded to it a little bit. Mahomet Seymour, they're going to be taking a trip to Mount Zion for quite the matchup here in our FNR Week 6. Get excited for that one, as we're about halfway through our FNR season. We got our bye week out of the way. That exciting contest coming up, and well, I'm excited about the rest of this slate as well. Pittsfield going over to Pleasant Plains. Both of those schools looking to kind of get on the right track after the most recent few weeks. Maroa Forsyth and Williamsville could be a conference decider. And then our last one, Springfield taking on Glenwood. Well, that's going to do it for News Channel 20 at 10. Thanks for joining us. Jimmy Kimmel is up next.